Final race of the day here at Snetterton, and it's Milltek Sports Civic Cup. It's colder, it's darker. The only good thing that's come from today is two things actually. Chris Smiley is our new 2022 TCR UK champion, and Andy McEwen put his hand in his pocket and bought me a coffee. How much was that? Because I want my money back.
You'll have to ask Mr. Palmer. I don't know his price list off by heart. Don't get used to that, though. That's a one-time thing only, end-of-season treat.
He can grow. Honestly, I found out how much he's on for this job. He's absolutely minted. Anyway, joking aside, quite emotional today, mate. It's been a great year, isn't it? TCR's done and dusted. We turn our attentions now to the champion of the Milltek Sports Civic Cup. I really don't know what to make of it. I mean, the scene couldn't be better set. Down in 10th place, Matt Luff, reverse grid because he won the race earlier on. He's been pacing around that paddock and in and out of his car with his family. This is it for him, isn't it?
He's nervous, but wouldn't you be? He's got a 1-point championship lead. There was a post-race penalty for Harvey Caton after race 1, so that changed the result slightly, gave Camp an extra position. Winner takes all. Teammates both running out the same morning. I mean, that's a pressure cooker environment if ever I saw one. And, you know, Matt's got a bit of work to do now because of his success in race 1. He's starting further back, like you said. But he's only a couple of rows behind Alistair, and he'll be gunning from off the start, that's for sure. But hey, Paul, we've got 4 drivers who can still win this championship. I think it's like 12 points, 14 points between the lot of them. This is going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely astounding, isn't it? There's a lot going on. There's a lot of people in cars, mate. So I think this is the pro class that's out now for Time Attack. So we're not going to be far off going, are we? But how do you see this? Just last question. How do you see this unfolding? Because the main people, 6th, 7th, 8th. No, it's not. Is it 10, 9, 8, 6? Wow. I don't even know what to say myself. So what I'm trying to say is the highest placed person is 6th, and that's Alistair Camp, and the rest of them are behind him in the top 10. And they're all going to be chasing him, and you know, they're all kind of gunning for him. I know that they're all fighting each other, but they all know that Alistair's the class act of the championship. He is the reigning champion. None of them are going to want to make his life easy, but they'll also be fighting against each other to try and get through the field. It's going to be a really fascinating race, this. I've got a feeling there's going to be a little bit of touchy-feely stuff going on out there because it's drying, but it's still damp and slippery, not easy to pass. But they all have no option. They've got to try and overtake people. Alistair included, really. He needs to try and gap those in the early stages if he can. Yeah, I cannot wait for this, mate. I honestly have got the feeling you need to get up there. I think it's definitely a short turnaround. There's all sorts going out on track, so we let Andy McEwen go off, and I'll be joining him in the comms box in a minute. Let's go and speak to the boys at Coord Sport. They hand out the Driver of the Day awards, and we all have a say in that. It's great to have you guys on board. Yep. And from Coord Sport, been involved for a bit now, and it seems to be going well. Seeing some good drivers. The great thing is for you is that you're awarding the best drivers, so you're seeing some proper talent.
Yeah, I'm enjoying seeing the drivers progress and come through the rankings and move further up the field. And well, what can I say? After the driving conditions today, I'm just impressed. I mean, I wouldn't fancy it myself, to be honest. So fair play to them. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because what people tend to forget, and I did say it earlier on, is especially in Civic Cup, the tyres are not full wets, and like the conditions today have been absolutely. I wouldn't want to be out there. Now, to keep it on the island, they've done really well. I've driven on these tyres around, excuse me, the likes of Spa and so on and stuff, so I know what it's like. So it can be wet there, and today's been the wettest I've seen it this season. So perfect. Well, listen, thank you for your support as always, and we're at the end of the year now. It's amazing. Let's have a little word, if we can, with Will Redford. He's on the pole, I think. Am I okay to just choose? Actually, I'll go down the other side. I don't know why I thought it was left-hand drive. Let's get in here. I'm going to put my coffee on the top. That'll annoy him. Sorry, fella. I wouldn't have opened your door if it was raining. How's it going? I love this car. It's so bright.
It's going all right. First race was difficult because I had my entire windscreen messed up, and we didn't have the demister wired in, so I couldn't see where I was going apart from looking out the outside, like the side windows, which made it tricky, especially for like being my first time driving in like proper wet conditions. But you know, I brought it home in 10th. I managed to stay out of the pit lane, and I wanted to go in and get it wiped, but I was like, I may as well keep on going and see if I can get reverse grid. So managed to do that, and we're starting pole now. So
mate, you weren't the only one. There's a lot of people struggling with steamed up windows. That shouldn't be a problem now. Got the car to win?
I'd like to say so, but obviously you don't know what other people are going to do. We were pretty quick yesterday in the dry in testing, so I'd like to think I can carry that on today with it being a bit greasy, a bit dry. I don't know how the track is at the moment. We'll find out on the green flag lap, but I want to say I do, so we'll find out.
Top man, listen, I will let you go. I don't think it's going to be long until you're out, so good luck. It'll be good to see you up there, mate. Spot on. Right, let's shut that door. Top work. Good luck to you guys. We've already spoke to Bobby Butler. I can't understand what he says anyway. We spoke to Dave before. I don't want to bore the viewers at home again having to talk to him. So let's go and speak to Campy. Alistair seems very. Thank you. I haven't really spoken to him, to be fair, and I don't like speaking to too many people when there's a championship on the line, mate. I bet you'd be glad to see the back of this weekend if whatever happens.
Yeah, definitely, mate. It's just one of them at the minute. Everything's running through my head. Hopefully for the best, but see what we can do.
Still in the pound seats, though.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Still where we need to be, but it's just one of them. Innit? I was here last year, same again. So see what we can do, eh? Yeah. Never normally this quiet. You enjoy it while it lasts.
I must admit, you've been very quiet. Last question though, it's going to be a different circuit than it was in qualifying and in the race one.
Yeah, definitely. We've just got to pick these lines, see where we can go. Maybe with Rob being up there, we can see where Rob's going. He's not a bad driver, is he? Not saying the rest of them aren't, but I know that Rob, with him being the same setup as we are, if his car will make it, mine will. So follow suit and see what we do. Get our head down and go for it. Was you on Gogglebox?
I was on Gogglebox, that's right, and that's my time to go. No problem, Campy. Right, all the best. Nice one. Thanks for letting us chat. Good luck, boy. Yeah, top man, good character. Gogglebox, I hate him. Right, actually, I've not spoken to Jack. Jack's been in the mix. I thought you'd have been a bit higher up in quali, and then the race was pretty good, actually. Race one was all right.
Yeah, we had a lot of traffic at the start of qualifying, so didn't get a lap in, and then when we finally got some clear air, the red flag came out, so missed our opportunity. I think we'd have been even quicker in the first race if we could see where we were going, but I couldn't see a thing, so...
I did say that in commentary. I was like, oh my word, that must be a nightmare, but you didn't go off track, so it was all right.
Yeah, no, just hitting curves that I didn't mean to hit and turning in where I shouldn't, but to be only 3 turns off the fastest lap when I couldn't see, I was happy with that, so I think we'll be all right now.
I was going to say, mate, sounds like one of my qualifying laps, that. Good luck, mate. Spot on. Right, let's just give him his door back. And then... I haven't really spoken to Morgan that much. I did speak to him a minute ago. I'll tell you what I'll do. Yeah, go on, I'll open his door. Right, OK, mate. The time is coming up. I'll ask you one question. Is it possible to do this?
Mathematically, it's still possible. It's not a massive amount away. It's only 8 points. But we need to have some luck on our side. Obviously, with the reverse grid, we start a bit further down the order, but we'll see what we can do. Try and get on that podium.
Got enough friends out there, mate?
Yeah. So we just need to all give us a hand.
Top man, all the best, mate. It's going to be a great showdown with Morgan Bailey. Looks like they're opening the gates. We are going to be ready to go. Matt Luff is just getting his something cleaned in the car. But yeah, they're ready to rock and roll. Follow me because Mark Hughes is on the pole in the 495, but it is Alfie Jakins that I think just needs to finish starting from P2, and he should get this sewn up. I know Louis will be one of the first people to congratulate him if he does do it. Championship should be done by now, but it will be at the end of this one.
Yeah, definitely after the end of this one. As long as we don't break down, we're sorted. So yeah, just going for the finish, not bothered about winning or anything, just bringing it home for the championship. So
top man, listen, have a safe one, enjoy it. We're very, very lucky people to go racing cars, and yeah, for the final time, it's the Milltek Sport Civic Cup. I'm going to get a lift to the comms box, but for now, it is back to you, Andy, with maybe an advert.
Let it go. for voice and data solutions at speeds that are simply out of this world. Choose Maximum Networks.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Snetterton. Not so much a wet Snetterton anymore, but a dark Snetterton. It is currently 5:10 here, and in October in the UK, that means it's virtually night time. The headlights are ablaze on all of our Civic cars as they make their way around to the grid. It's a top 10 reversal of the grid, so Will Redford gets the pole position with Dave Bookie alongside him on his return. Rob Butler starts third alongside Brad Lane, with Harvey Caton in fifth. The post-race penalty given to him for contact with the man who starts alongside him, Alistair Camp, second in the championship. I'll get onto those points in a moment. Jack Harding is seventh alongside Morgan Bailey, another one of the four drivers who could be champion in 15 minutes' time. So too Dan Thackeray and Matt Luff, who start together on row 5. Jordan Brennan is next, and alongside him is Preble in 12th position. And then we get towards the tail end of the Civic Cup grid with Owen Hillman and Adam Kruger, Max Edmondson and Jeff Oldham at the very rear of the field. And then, of course, we move into the production ranks, where Alfie Jacobs just needs to finish this race and he will be the champion. If he doesn't, though, then Louis Hounsell could pounce and steal it from him. Now, in the overall championship standings, well, it's all to play for, because Matt Luff comes into this race having snatched the championship lead away from Alistair Camp in the previous race, but he did so by only a point because Camp inherited a top 5 finish. Remember, he had a bit of a race to forget, did Alistair, was off the track a couple of times, didn't seem all that comfortable in the race, so he comes into this one a point behind Luff in the championship. It's winner takes all between those two, but it's not that simple, because only 8 points off the championship lead is Morgan Bailey in third, and of course Morgan Bailey is going to be starting ahead of Matt Luff on the grid. So too is Dan Thackeray, who will start 9th, having finished second earlier on, and he is only 14 points off the championship lead. So the top 4 covered by 14 points, 25 points for a win, then 22, 20, 18, 16 goes down in 2-point increments, then 1. If you're in the top 15 in class, in fact top 16 in class, you will score points, plus there's a bonus for the fastest lap, and that could be the thing that decides it. Andy McEwen in the commentary box, joined by Paul O'Neill. We'll bring him in a moment, though, because the race is about to start. The green flag waved at the back of the grid. They're going to want to get on with this in the fading light here at Snetterton. Full top 10 reverse grid, championship contenders buried in the midfield, and the red lights are now on. 15 minutes on the clock for the final race of the season, the Milltek Sports Civic Cup. Lights go out, away they go, and a good start I can see has been made by Jack Harding. He is challenging Alistair Camp as they go towards riches for the first time. Camp was away really well. Matt Luff did not get a good start, though, and he's in danger of losing some positions. It's Redford who leads, Bookie second, Butler third, 3 wide there, and Camp is stuck in the middle with Morgan Bailey round the outside of everybody to break into 4th place through the first corner. Headlights ablaze as contact, and Camp is around. Alistair Camp is in the barriers and coming back into the pack. Let's hope they all avoid him. They do, but Camp is out of the race and out of the championship, Paul.
That is finished. That car, he needs to just get it to the side. And is that Matt Luff trying to go round the outside of him as well? He needs to park that car because that is out of control. Finished.
He's not, though. I think he's still going, isn't he?
The left rear is destroyed. The left rear is ruined. The car is a write-off. Not write-off, but the left rear is written off.
But he's going to arrive at Brundle and Nelson at speed with a car that's not going to make the corner, surely. Down into under the bridge they go. Where is Camp? He's on the inside. I think he went straight on, and that is Dave Bookie around. I don't know who that was, but they made contact with him. But Bookie has gone around and rejoins. We think it might have been Rob Butler, although Rob was telling me off for suggesting he made contact with Camp in the previous race. And there is Camp. He's rejoined again alongside Luff.
Alongside Luff, but out of control. The car absolutely ruined. I don't know who it was that hit him. He cannot get round this corner. Where is he?
He's back there. Luft's gone through, but he's really causing. He's sideways. I can see out of the window. Camp is sideways and on the grass. He needs to park that car up. There he is, back of shot. Alistair Camp, wrong way he's going on the grass. And now sideways. That's Harvey Caton going the wrong way. It is all kicking off here in the final race of the season. Caton thankfully gets it back under control before he rejoins the track. Will Redford leads by about a mile. He's crossed the line. 4.2 seconds clear of Bailey second. Butler third. Brad Lane is fourth. Thackeray fifth. Harding sixth. And Matt Luff is still only seventh. So whilst Camp is out of it, Luff still has work to do here, Paul.
Yeah, definitely. But look at the state of Alistair Camp's car. That is absolutely ruined. And I don't know what happened. There was a lot of contact down at the hairpin, and we were speaking to people in the paddock saying it was going to be a spicy, spicy last race. What are the scores on the doors?
I reckon Morgan Bailey is ahead by 2 points of Matt Luff. Matt Luff needs a couple of places. Dave Buki is out of the race. That's such a shame on his return to the championship at the front of the field as well. Louis Hounsell is leading in production ahead of Alfie Jenkins, but second place in class would still be enough for Alfie. Paul, I don't know what to say.
Neither do I. It's like, where do we look next? But I honestly thought this was just going to be a situation where it was Camp versus Luff, and that is not the case. And who's that into the back?
That's Luff.
Oh, Luff. Wow. This is getting tasty now.
Up the inside of Jack Harding. Jack Harding closes the door. Matt Luff needs to make progress. Right now, he's not doing enough for the championship. Morgan Bailey is in second, but Bailey is over 4 seconds off the lead, so the chance of Bailey gaining ground is not that high. There's the damage to the back of Alistair Camp's car. That is not the way we wanted to see Alistair lose this championship.
No, not at all. As I say, I don't want to speculate who it was who hit him, but there was some contact, wasn't there? And Luff now has got to run. Has he got enough legs on Jack Harding?
Yes.
Got the job done. Caton next.
Yes, that's Thackeray, actually. That's Dan Thackeray. Yellow flags out on the pit straight. Is that a safety car being called? There's nothing on the timing screen, so there must be a yellow flag. There's no yellow flags at turn one. I'm not entirely sure why we have a yellow flag down the pit straight. Anyway, Matt Luff comes through the first car park to pit entry or exit, we're hearing. That is the reason. It was Owen Hillman, I think, who's had a moment coming off the final corner. Yes, it was the number 70 car. Right, Matt Luff up the inside of Brad Lane, and he should have the run onto the Bentley straight to make that move stick. That will put him second, third, fourth, fifth if he can get through, and he's being given a bit of a shove there by Jack Harding behind.
Oh, bump drafting. That's the last thing that Matt Luff needs, going down to the S's in sixth gear. This will be properly nerve-wracking stuff for him. This is now getting very, very tasty. And what's going on there? Is that Thackeray around the outside? Will Butler give him a hip and shoulder? Will there be contact? Very respectful. Oh no, it's not over yet. Look at that side by side. Will he turn across the front of him? No, Butler looks like he's got the job done, but look, Matt Luff's going to pick up all the pieces.
He's going to have a run on the pair of them, but nowhere to go. It's a rolling roadblock. They're leaning on each other. Up the inside goes Matt Luff. Remember, he is teammates with Rob Butler, and that was perfect for Area Motorsport. Matt Luff has gone past the pair of them. Now, surely Butler will fall in line behind him as they come through the last corner. Luff is sideways, under braking for Murray's, turns in. He's got the places. I don't know whether that was orchestrated by Butler, but he can certainly claim it was, because that was about as perfect as it gets.
That was nice work if it was orchestrated. That was brilliant stuff, but yeah, it must be tight in this championship now with 10 minutes to go. The leader, Redford, 3.7 seconds up the road now, and it is unbelievable stuff. Look at them side by side. Harding trying to get round the outside of lane. Will he get that done? Don't turn across too quickly. Looks like he might have an overlap. Job's not done yet, but a lot side by side. Now down the inside, back on him is Lane. So job not done by Harding, but will he rang it round the outside?
I wouldn't.
Oh, well, he's given a hip and shoulder there, and he said, nah, mate, you're going across the mud.
Yeah, you could sort of see that coming. Right, Matt Luff is flashing his lights at Morgan Bailey. Matt Luff does not need to do that, because Matt Luff is in a position now to win the championship by 7 points, I reckon. Even if Morgan Bailey were to get the win here, I don't think that would make a difference. So it's a similar situation to what we saw from Chris Smiley in that TCR race earlier on. He's in a good position now, Matt Luff. He just needs to defend and not lose ground, and he's being helped by the fact it's a teammate who's running behind him.
Yeah, there's a lot of teammate things going on at the minute, isn't there? So yeah, but Butler was amazing then, to be fair, wasn't he? That could have been horrendous if he was in another team, but orchestrated it. I think he did.
Indeed so. Right, Rob Butler, who, as I said, I had tapping Alistair Camp into a spin on the first lap of race number 1. He was very quick to correct me on that. It was actually Harvey Caton who had the contact with Camp in the first race, for which Caton was later penalised. So Apologies, Rob, I'll admit when I'm wrong, but that was certainly a very, very good bit of driving from Rob Butler, and he held his position as well against Dan Thackeray. Right, leaders go through, 4.5 seconds between them. Redford's getting away. He just did a 1:31.7. Second place Bailey a 32.4, but they're both slower than Matt Luff in third position, who has just set the fastest lap, Paul.
Yeah, starting to come together now, isn't it, for him? But he just needs to keep out of any trouble, and Bailey doesn't have an answer for Redford. And it looks like now Bailey's defending from Luff.
Yes, but Bailey is fighting Luff for the championship, isn't he? So that could be an interesting fight. Another hip and shoulder there from Rob Butler against Dan Thackeray, and Brad Lane closing in as well. Butler and Thackeray have been spending a lot of the time today laughing and joking outside the awning in the paddock. They get on well, but Butler ain't going to be letting him through without a real fight here this evening. Down underneath the bridge goes Will Redford. Will Redford looking still for his first ever victory in the Civic Cup. He's had 3 podium finishes so far this year, looking for that elusive first victory though today. And then here comes the battle pack behind. That is Butler 4th, Thackeray 5th, 6th Brad Lane, and 7th place Jack Harding. Still part of that fight.
Yeah, a lot going on as they go into the bomber. To tell you what, we said that we might have a dry race, but it's not dry yet, but it's definitely not nice conditions. Getting dark, getting colder, and a very, very greasy surface. But these guys are seeming to get on with it. Watch it when they get on the brakes here for Murray's. The car's trying to rotate as they get on the brakes. Very difficult corner in the damp.
Yeah, absolutely. Not easy in the dry, it must be said. A really tricky change of direction whilst you're on the brakes as well. But they all make it look very easy as they come through towards the end of the 5th lap of the race then. We're already into the second half of this one, and the battle is on for second place here. Matt Luff has caught Morgan Bailey. He does appear to be the quicker of the two. Will Redford, for what it's worth, has just set the fastest lap of the race. That robs Luff of a point, but Matt won't be too concerned about that just now. He's got eyes only for Morgan Bailey, who defends his second position towards the Wilson hairpin. Here comes Thackeray steaming up the inside of Rob Butler. That was a lovely move. Jack Harding doing the same there to Brad Lane behind, or trying to, and he's going to give Brad a taste of his own medicine, leaves him aside, and off through the water splash goes Lane.
Wow, that was like proper rallycross spec, that was. Luff now starting to have a look at Morgan Bailey down the back straight. Don't think he's close enough, but I tell you what, there's some speed there from our leader Redford. He didn't seem that confident when I asked him if he could win it. He said he'd give it a go. I mean, he's like a second and a half quicker than anyone.
He is absolutely rapid. 6.2 seconds clear now of Morgan Bailey. Right, cast your mind back a couple of hours, Paul, and we were pondering the idea of Isaac Smith perhaps deliberately trying to delay Chris Smiley so that Chris lost some places. This is history repeating itself, isn't it? Morgan Bailey needs Matt Luff to lose some places in order for him to have a chance for the title. Does he do it, do you think?
He's got to, hasn't he? He's 6.2 that he's doing it now.
Yeah.
He's 6.2 seconds behind the leader. He's got to get him to the back of this train. He's done it now. I tell you, this is getting tasty now. Thackeray's going to have a run on Matt Luff. This is going to get proper naughty. I don't think this is going to end exactly how you're seeing it now. You've got quite a few cars as they go past the commentary box, down the pit straight. But I've got to say, Morgan Bailey is trying to get away now. He's got good speed out of the last corner, but I tell you, Luff is now having an attack launched on him by Dan Thackeray.
I reckon that Luff needs a top 5. If Bailey is second, Luff needs to stay inside the top 5. Here comes Jack Harding now at the inside of Rob Butler. They're all concertinaing together, aren't they? Thackeray, of course, into the back of Matt Luff, is also still mathematically in this championship battle as Butler and Harding lean on each other. Brad Lane gets the run on the pair of them. They're going to go 3 wide down the back straight here, Paul.
Good luck.
Rather than me. Here comes Luff alongside Morgan Bailey. Don't know where to look here, do you? Side by side for second, 3 abreast behind them, and into the braking zone. This could be pivotal here for Matt Luff. Bailey needs to keep him behind. He's late on the brakes, and Matt Luff knows that wasn't worth the risk. Settles back in line behind.
Didn't fancy it, did he? But where is he going to come out? Because I think they're so close. Look at this. Morgan Bailey, he's either got no pace in that car or he is trying to back them up. He's not doing a good enough job. He needs to back them all up so they can all launch an attack. It's the only way he's going to win this. Oh, look at this now. That's not good. A wide line from Luff, and he's got to hope that Thackeray doesn't drill him as they come into Murray's. He's going to brake early, Morgan Bailey. This is going to get tasty. He's braked early.
And this is made worse by the fact that Thackeray is not just another driver, he is another championship contender, so he's got no reason to hang back and let Luff have an easy ride of this, is he? Nose to tail they go then. Luff is going to be forced into another move here, I think, into Rich's corner, because surely Morgan Bailey's going to defend that inside line. Yes, he does. Luff sort of goes down the middle of the road, and Thackeray takes the traditional racing line. Wide on the way in, tight on the way through. Look at the extra mid-corner speed that he has. Flame flames spitting from the rear of his car. He looks to the inside of Matt Luff, who closes the door, and there's contact. Luff into the barriers. Matt Luff is in the barriers, sliding down the road, and he might collect Thackeray. No, Matt Luff is avoided, but the car is damaged. Can he continue? Let's find out.
Oh, well, Max Edmondson off as well, but that is not our problem. Our problem is that Matt Luff has been turned around down the straight, and when it all looked rosy, look, though, he could get 2 more places here. If he wins this, he is unbelievable.
I think he needs a top 5. I think he needs a top 5, and he's out of the top 5 now. Second is Bailey. Third is Harding. Fourth is Thackeray. He's trying to get back into the top 5. He's got a teammate in Rob Butler ahead of him, and Bradley Lane has just gone past him. This is drama beyond all belief in the final round of the Milltek Sports Civic Cup. Paul, how badly damaged is that car, do you think?
Oh, well, the rad would have took a massive hit. It depends how hard and where it's been hit. We'll find out in the next couple of minutes if he's got the car underneath him. It depends if the geometry of the car was knocked out, if it hit any wheels while he had steering lock on. Big sideways. Who was that?
That was Lane.
Oh, Lane completely sideways there, and Matt Luff needs that kind of luck now. But look what's going on. Thackeray is now chasing down these guys in front. You could not call this.
Thackeray could save Matt Luff here. If Thackeray gets past Harding, he might have the pace to go after Morgan Bailey. If Bailey loses places, Luff doesn't need to gain as many. I think the smoke, though, is out of the front of Matt Luff's car. Came so close to the championship here last year. Thackeray's up the inside of Jack Harding. He's going for 3rd position. Towards the Wilson hairpin they will go. Rob Butler has allowed Matt Luff through, but look at the front of that car. Is that bodywork or is that smoke?
I would say that it looks like fluid from the rad at the front left. I think if we can have a better shot, there's something going on. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was a front left tyre fouling on the arch, which it does look like, but it did look like something was dropping out. But we'll only know this if we see the car behind, which is Butler, go off on that fluid. That is a lot of smoke now as they go down the back straight. He is losing time and speed down the back straight. How is this going to end? I cannot believe what we have seen. This has been an implosion from these 2 cars.
That's Redford. What? That's Will Redford from the race lead. So Morgan Bailey leads, but Thackeray's up the inside of him. Dan Thackeray for the lead of the race. They're 3 wide into Coram Corner, and Thackeray has done it. He's into the lead. Problems for Will Redford. He had a 12.5-second lead ball, and he's dropped down the order. Is it a problem? Was it a mistake? I'm not sure. Bailey into the back of Thackeray. Harding up the inside. It's all kicking off. Redford's off the road again, and they're 3 wide for the race lead.
Whoa, where's this going to bring Luff out? Luff is going to make up a place, isn't he? But look at what we've got for the lead. Morgan Bailey is the last thing that he needs. He takes the lead. 59 seconds to go. This is for the championship now.
And it's the last lap of the season. Jack Harding looking for his first win. There's contact with Morgan Bailey. Harding is sideways. Here comes Thackeray again. Harding's out of it. Another place gained by Matt Luff. But where is Matt Luff? He's trying to close in. He's in 4th place if he can get past the car that's on the grass. Bailey into the side of Thackeray. It's banger racing out there. Thackeray across the grass. Rejoins. Bailey gives him the headbutt. Here comes Brad Lane looking for his first ever victory in the championship. It is all getting very rough out there, Paul.
It is getting rough and it's so greasy, but 3 wide going into the S's. They're going to be pulling 130 miles an hour as they break under the bridge. Morgan Bailey's desperate. Morgan Bailey is desperate.
If he wins the race, I think he's champion, but the other 2 behind him don't care about that. Bailey through Brundle and Nelson, the right-hander, over the curb he goes, and Morgan is back into the lead of the race. Luff is 4th, but we'll do the maths after. Let's get them to the line first. Thackeray up the inside of Brad Lane for 2nd. That might let Bailey get away with it, especially if they start driving into each other like that. Morgan Bailey just needs to get through the final 2 corners, and he's going to get himself another race victory. Already, he is 4 times a winner this year. A 5th win could be the one that gives him the championship. Morgan Bailey on his way for 25 points. It would be 18 for Luff if he finishes 4th. And no, Luff, I think, is going to do enough by a point. Here they come to the line. Morgan Bailey is going to win the final round of the championship. 2nd position is going to go the way of Dan Thackeray. 3rd is Brad Lane. And Luff is 4th. Matt Luff is 4th position. 18 points. I think, Paul, he is the champion by 1 point.
Wow, well, your board is showing fastest lap to Luff, which takes points, but that is not right. It's Redford. Redford with the fastest lap. It does look that Matt Luff doesn't even know. Look at the smoke out of that car. It's like demolition derby on the place. Look at the fluid. How has he got away with that? It's the radiator. It's dropping its fluid everywhere. The guy, if he's won this, It will be one of the most unbelievable championship wins in any British motorsport I have ever seen.
We're waiting for official confirmation. I don't trust my maths enough. Even my point spreadsheet I wouldn't trust until I get it from the championship. They are agreeing with me. They are saying by 1 point, Matt Luff has won that championship. I don't know where to start when it comes to summing that race up, but Matt Luff has claimed his first Milltek Sports Civic Cup championship provisionally. There is a very good chance that there will be some post-race penalties which could affect the order. Not necessarily directly involving Matt Luff, but if someone ahead of him or behind him were to get a penalty, it could change it. So provisionally, he's done it by a point. But my goodness, Paul, I mean, I've never seen anything like that in my life. We thought TCR UK this weekend was exciting. Well, the Milltek Sports Civic Cup have just gone and stolen the show. And breathe, everybody. Morgan Bailey, the winner. I mean, he gave that everything that he had to try and claim the championship. He won the race, that's all he could do. And then it was down to where Matt Luff ended up. I don't know who it was who got into Matt when he ended up in the barriers. Someone has checked the replay for us on the Alistair Camp incident, and it looks like it was Brad Lane that he tangled with, but who it was who got Luff into the barriers, I don't know. How that car carried on to the end of the race is a mystery to me, and it's a testament actually to the standard to which those area motorsport cars are prepared. It is astonishing that it made it. Look at the state of the front of that car. Obviously the bonnet's missing, but as Paul mentioned, there is fluid coming out of that radiator, and look, he's just being told that's Rob Baker. Rob Baker is telling him that he's done it by a single point. Matt Luff, we think, has wrapped up the 2022 championship, the circuit at which he came so close 12 months ago. He was involved in a couple of on-track spats in the closing stages of the season, ended up missing out by a handful of points. This season, though, it is Matt Luff who we think has done it. I'm hearing now we think it was Dan Thackeray that he tangled with. It was all kicking off, wasn't it? It was hard to tell, actually, who did what to who at the moment of contact. But anyway, provisionally, this is your race result. Morgan Bailey, the winner. Dan Thackeray, second. Brad Lane in third. And Matt Luff in fourth, we think, has done enough for the championship. Will Redford in fifth, Rob Butler sixth, Jack Harding seventh, Harvey Caton eighth, Jordan Brennan ninth, Max Edmondson rounding out the top 10. We didn't see any of those guys because, quite frankly, we couldn't take our eyes off the lead battle. Outside the top 10, then it was 11th place for Owen Preble, 12th Adam Kruger, 13th for Louis Hounsell. Hounsell with a double victory in the production class, but we don't think that's enough for the championship. Alfie Jenkins just had to finish the 2 races here today, and he would be the champion. And as you can see, he did just that. He backed well off in the end and bagged second place in the points. Owen Hillman was 15th ahead of Mark Hughes, 16th Jeff Olden and Dave Buki, both early retirements, as too, unbelievably, was the reigning champion Alistair Camp. Right, Paul, I need to go and have a lie down in a darkened room after that. Take it away with some podium interviews.
Wow, that was unbelievable. I mean, I've seen some races in the past, but this was right up there. Driving standards may be questionable and maybe penalties coming people's way, but your race winner, Morgan Bailey, give it his absolute all. Was the champion at one stage, but mate, you won the race. What do you take from that? Jeez, I've never seen anything like it, mate.
I don't know what to say. I mean, we got a really good start. There was cars coming down the inside of me backwards. Just kept my head down, nursed home a tracking problem all the way. Harding, Dan and Will Redford went off, rejoined the track in front of us. I lost all the time. They come past me into the last corner. We were both sideways, couldn't stop the car, up the top, couldn't stop the car. Man, I don't know where the championship is, I really don't, but...
Wow. Unbelievable. Matt Luff wins it by a point.
1 point.
Apparently so, that's what we're being told.
We race all year for 1 point.
Unbelievable, mate. It was great to watch. It's been an amazing championship, but well done, mate. Like, you give it your all. The kitchen sink was thrown at that. Mr. Thackeray, mate. Wow. What did you think of that?
Yeah, it was busy. I mean, I think I was 9th to the lead, back to 5th, back to the lead. I mean, I was in the lead and I thought I felt I had good pace, to be honest, and just kind of stuck. And when I got in the lead, I thought we were good to go. And then I don't know, I think I got piled into the back by a couple of cars, pushed off onto the grass twice, and a second corner as well. I don't know what to. There's so much happened that I'm trying to recall it all, to be honest.
Wow. I don't think anyone knew that who was champion. We think it's Matt Luff by a point. And yeah, it was just so difficult to call, mate. I've never seen a race like it.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting because I think it dried up so quick. The first couple of laps were just horrible, like greasy, horrible, and then some dry lines started appearing, and you kind of just had to trust they were there, you know, and push. And I was catching people up and making moves. As soon as you go offline, it was quite tricky to make the move stick. You end up locking up on, you know, how it's like on the greasy line, and then there was just cars everywhere, like dashing all over the place. So I mean, it's hard to take it all in, but I mean, we'll see. Second in the end.
You watch that race back, mate, and you'll be surprised. Well done, though, and you're back safe and well done. Mr. Lane, sorry, oh my, you just nearly sliced me. I just nearly sliced my ankle off on your car. My God, that was some race, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was not a single lap where we wasn't door to door, bumper to bumper. It was really good. I enjoyed every minute of it. So yeah.
Look at the mud on the cars. I mean, to be fair to Thackeray, it doesn't even look like he left the pits, but yours and Morgan's cars have got so much dirt on, mate. It's unreal.
Yeah, the cars in front of us going all over the track and off the track, and I think that was Dan actually near the end of the race when him and Morgan come together and all fair racing. No, it was all good. Yeah, it's just a bit of mud. I can still see just about.
I've never seen anything like. Please watch that race back. That was absolutely unbelievable. Oh, mate, it was unbelievable. Perfect. Well done. Yeah. Good to see you. Let's speak to the champ, the production class champ. Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah, boy. Milltek Sports Civic Cup production class champion. How much are you going to thank your little mate?
Quite a lot, yeah. He's definitely helped me out a lot through the year.
Wow. What great pace. Up there, you two boys have been battling with not only yourselves, but with some of the faster guys in the cup class as well. It's been great year.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Yeah, throughout the year, such close racing between me and Louis, start to finish most races. So yeah.
Did you hear what happened with these idiots?
I saw a lot of it. It didn't look too good, to be fair, but it's what it is, isn't it? So.
It's one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. Did you see any of it?
First lap, I think Camp spun like 3 times just in front, and everyone stopped, and it was scary, but yeah. Survived.
I weren't even in the car, and honestly, I'm still scared. Like literally, I was going to ring my mum.
Yeah.
It's been a good year for you, innit?
Yeah, it has. I've really enjoyed this year, and I've learnt a lot, and I've also been accepted to Motorsport UK Academy. So
yes,
yeah,
yes,
so that's news, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it there, and I really like it.
Wicked. Well, listen, Louis, Alfie, you boys have been my 2 faves, because the rest of these pre-been on are smashing into each other, annoy me. I'm only joking. It's been a great championship. Well done. Give a round of applause. They've been awesome. Yes, absolutely awesome. Oh my word! Look who just turned up. It's the 2022 Milltek Sport Civic Cup
supposedly
champion. Supposedly. Well done,
thank you.
Mate.
Thank you very much.
1 point.
I know.
Andy McEwen called it by looking with one eye at the race on the screen and looking at one eye with his calculator, and I've never seen anything like it. What a race. What went on?
Oh, to be honest, it was a rollercoaster of emotions. It really was from the start. I got a half-decent start. I saw Camp got fired off in the first corner, and then he was squirreling around all over the track for the majority of the first lap, but I was trying to avoid him. And I started picking my way through the pack. I got up behind Bailey, and I saw Butler behind me, my teammate. So I thought, right, brilliant. I'll sit behind Bailey. Butler's fending off from behind. I haven't got anything to worry about. And I started closing on Bailey, and I noticed he's a bit slower. And the pack behind started catching us, and then it just started getting a bit hairy from that point onwards. I think people were lunging me left, right, and centre. I think it was Thackeray that clipped me. I'm not sure, but either way, someone hit me pretty hard that sent me to the barrier. And to be honest, when I hit that barrier, I thought that was it. I thought that was game over. But yeah, come back, and that's that.
I've never seen anything like it. Am I right saying there's rad fluid coming out of that thing?
Well, I can't see from my end, but when I looked at the front after the race, it didn't look into good shape, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I thought you'd have like loads of understeer, wouldn't be able to turn.
It was the rear left was bent that way and the front right was bent that way. So the whole time every time I turned right, I couldn't save it on the left. So I was driving a bent car. I was like, literally the odds were against me, to be honest. But yeah, no, I'm really happy, really happy.
How hard's it been? Alistair Camp, the champion from last year, same team, same car. You've come so close before, but this must mean a lot, mate. I've seen you pacing around. all day.
Yeah, no, it's been stressful, I think. Just the uncertainty of the whole day has been really getting to me. But yeah, like you said, Ali's such a good driver. You can never count him out. And to be honest, when I saw him go off, I was shocked. I literally couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, well now I've got to get past Bailey and make sure I can secure the championship. But yeah, like I said, racing all year against Ali has been an absolute pleasure. He's one hell of a driver. And yeah, I'd like to see him again in the future, maybe in a different series. Don't know what we're doing next year. But yeah, no, it's been a good year.
Top man, 2022. Milltek Sports Civic Cup champion. Sounds good, doesn't it?
It does. Sounds very good. Thank you.
Well done. Fantastic round of applause from everybody. That's a nice picture. That's a nice picture. Alistair Camp just saying well done. Terrible race for Alistair, but Andy, come on. Let's have a little. I might cry actually. It's wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's my summary of that as well. I can't remember half the things that happened in that race, but I was just saying to someone then I could commentate for another 50 years and never commentate on another race like that. Crazy.
It reminded me of Speedway. Well, that Formula One Brisker stuff I seen the other night with people getting fired left, right and centre into the barriers. I mean, I know it's greasy and it's slippery, but wow. I don't think in all of my years of racing and commentating and being a pundit, I've never seen anything like it. I want to watch that back because maybe it wasn't desperation. You know, people get things wrong, but there's going to be a long night for the Clarks.
It is. I'm really hopeful that a post-race decision doesn't change it. You know, we don't mind who wins. We just want it to be won on track. And, you know, that fight we saw from Matt Love to get to the end of the race even, let alone in a championship winning position, he's a deserving champion. But yeah, I mean, I think there was a touch of desperation there. It was desperation on a track that just wasn't giving any grip. So in the dry, you can get away with pushing the braking a bit later, getting on the throttle a bit earlier, going for that aggressive move. It was like an ice rink out there. The ambience dropped. That means the track temperatures dropped. It was damp and greasy. They just couldn't keep it on the island. And unfortunately, they were all there in a big heap together. So yeah, unfortunately, there was some contact. Everyone's okay. That's the main thing. Obviously, we saw Alistair there after that, what was a big hit. But my word, what a championship.
Definitely. Milltek Sports Civic Cup has been absolutely stunning. It's been a great year. Hopefully we will see you in 2023. But for now, from myself and Andy, we'll see you later. Yo, peace out.